when they say that New Orleans is a gumbo of music, I know that's a cute expression, but it's a gumbo of everything, of food, of culture, of music, of people. It's an amazingly incredible... Thank you for all of the love and the outpouring of support, emotional support, and concern for Caitlin and I, and for our city, our beautiful, beautiful city of New Orleans, which is having a surge of gun violence and homicide. I think we're the #1 right now in the country. A lot of people have said, you know, Jake, you need to get out of there. They say, we love you and we care about you and you need to leave. You need to leave the city. You at least need to move to Hammond or Ponchatoula or Metairie. And let me talk about that, okay? I want to address that. So, first of all, I know you wouldn't say it if you didn't care about me, and I appreciate that. Okay, but here's the thing. First of all, I'm crazy, if you haven't figured that out. And I had a strange upbringing, let's put it that way. This is not some weird filter. This is my light up here, okay? It does that, it changes. I had a strange upbringing. And let me kind of tell you a little bit about that. My father wasn't really in my life. And my father is very well known, okay? Let's put it this way, notorious, okay? And there was the threat of violence. There was the threat of gun violence when I was around my father all the time growing up, okay? And I grew up around guns in the house and even armed guards. There's that. Here's the other thing, right? I wasn't really seeing my dad, right? I wasn't really seeing him. Because, hey, what's up?
All right, what's up, man?
Nothing, baby.
All right.
Because I wasn't really seeing him, I was raised by my mom. And like I said, she wasn't always able to be there for me as much as I know she would have wanted to be. As much as I know that. At a very young age, I found myself without a home. Came up in shelters and was on the street, and sometimes back at home, and then eventually I found my father. And my father is a very intelligent and smart person, and he helped me get my GED and get my life together a little bit. And for a short period of time, I even got into college and went to college before I found this whole harmonica thing, okay? But the point that I'm trying to make is that at a very young age, I was used to a lot of chaos. So it doesn't feel like chaos to me, okay, when crazy things happen, because I've been around it a lot. So I'm desensitized. I've been to jail for long periods of time, like over a year, a couple of times. And I know that's not long to some people who've done decades, but, you know, for a year is a good stretch. A year and a day, 2 different times. And then, I don't know, can't even tell you how many times I've been in and out. I'm not proud of it. I'm telling you guys the truth. Is what I am. The constructive use of the truth. Okay. So, in jail, I've seen a lot of things happen, and I've had things happen to me. A lot of extreme violence. I've seen people be stabbed. I've seen people stabbed in the face. I've seen people killed right in front of me. And I've been in a good fight in jail that landed me in the hospital, fighting multiple people at once. And so what I'm trying to tell you is I have a high level of trauma, and what they call now trauma. You know, back in the day, they just called it shit happens, right? Or shit happens. But listen, I want to tell you guys something. I'm not dismissing it, okay? I'm in therapy every other week. I also do other things besides therapy. I'm in groups that help people recover from alcoholism and drug addiction. But those groups really don't look at the drugs and the alcohol as the problem. They look at us as the problem and the drugs as a solution that we did that stopped working. So we try to address the problem being us. So that's where I'm at. That's where I've been at for a while. So thank you. Thank you very much for your concern. And yes, I am going to talk about this in therapy, and so will Kate. And we're okay. We're okay. We're not okay. All right. We're good. All right. Here's the other thing, okay? I'm not leaving New Orleans. I'm not. Please go and watch the video, the short video, okay, of Walter Wolfman Washington's funeral. Watch some of the shows, okay? Watch the shows that I'm getting ready to put up at Tipitina's. Let me tell you a couple of things about the city, okay? First of all, it averages 162 live shows a day. That's the average, okay? That means there's 162 bands that are going to play tomorrow, okay? And some that are playing right now, okay? There's festivals all year long. We have Jazz Fest, which is one of the most incredible festivals in the world, where people come from all over. Okay, it's not just jazz. It's every kind of music you can imagine. Sting plays there, right? Rolling Stones. Okay. This city is so culturally rich, I don't know how to explain it to you if you've never been here. If you've never spent any time here, and I'm not talking about coming here during Mardi Gras or even coming here during Jazz Fest. I'm talking about spending time here, like a month, and seeing how we treat each other and how the community works, and investigating things like who are the Mardi Gras Indians? Where did this music come from? I'm talking about the black culture in this city is so incredible and has such firm and strong and beautiful roots that to be around that and how that's mixed with other culture here too. And I'm not just talking about white, I mean everything. Like when they say that New Orleans is a gumbo of music, I know that's a cute expression, but it's a gumbo of everything, of food, of culture, of music, of people. It's an amazingly incredible beautiful place. What? Oh shit. It's an amazing, incredible, beautiful place, right? And see, like, I'm gonna deal with it. That amazing, incredible beauty doesn't just happen out of nowhere. We've talked a lot about what blues is, about blues music, right? About blues coming out of bad times, out of hard times, making great music, okay? But we've talked about that outside of music, how art imitates life. If you love something, you sacrifice for it. You care for it. You're willing to sometimes put yourself in harm's way for that, whether it's a person or a thing or music, and you get rewarded, and sometimes you get hurt. Okay, that's what happens. And I know that some of you may hear this and think, well, that's crazy. You can observe the culture from afar. No, you cannot. I cannot. I must be here. I love it too much. It has become part of me. I'm not from here. I just, as Johnny Sansone says, I got here as soon as I could. Okay. The architecture. Do you guys know that I get free healthcare? I get free healthcare here, right? It's not totally free, but I get almost free healthcare. There's a musician's clinic. The food is unbeatable. If you haven't noticed the weight that I've put on since I moved to the city, the food is unbelievable. Okay, the people are unbelievable. The music is unbeatable. It's unbeatable. The sense of time and the way that people play and where they play, like where on the beat they play here, is different than anywhere else in the world. And it's like a language. You must eventually move to the place in order to be able to speak it. I can't go. I can't go. You know, am I willing to die for it? Yeah. But because I'm willing to live for it. I don't know how to explain that to you. There is two sides here. Okay, there is also a living. Am I willing to live for Indiana? No. Like, hey, God bless Indiana. I'm not saying anything bad, but like, that's not where I want to be. Right? I want to be here. And, you know, if a gunshot, a bullet coming through my house, it would have killed me had I been sitting in that chair, right? Look, I don't live in a bad neighborhood. That was a thing that happened. Somebody came into our neighborhood chasing somebody else and they shot him. It happened. Now look, I'm not going to say that could happen anywhere, but in a big city it could. We are the murder capital. I understand that. We weren't always. We were number 4 for a little while. That was nice, right? But things have gotten worse here. Okay. I'm not going to get into why or why I think why. Look, I'm going to ride it out, y'all. All right? For better or for worse. I want to ride it out. I want to understand what it means to be part of this city. And that means going through floods, which we've been through. That means what happened today. And that means other things too. If you live here, you know how dysfunctional it is. If you've ever been here, right? We have an Instagram. It's hilarious. It's called Look at This Fucking Street, or check out Neutral Ground News, right? We make fun of ourselves all the time here. It's great. I have an immense respect for the people that are from here and for the musicians that came out of here originally. They didn't leave. They went to school at North Texas. They went to school at Juilliard. They went to school at Berkeley. And they came back, okay? They came back here to bring the knowledge that they learned back to the city and infuse it. And yeah, I'm scared that crime may even drive some of them away, but I think they'll come back. I've been other places. I've lived all over. I've lived in Mississippi. I've lived in Maine. I lived in Florida. I lived in North Carolina. I've lived in Idaho. Okay. I lived in Nashville for 10 years. Nashville, 10 years. House got flooded. Guess where that house is right now? Last year it got taken by a tornado. Right? So like, look, I mean, I'm not trying to say that you're not right in being concerned for me. And I appreciate it. I do. I'm not blowing it off. But anytime something could happen to any one of us, right? The question is, what are you doing when it happens to you? Are you happy? I don't want to be miserable in some state being safe and then have, a hurricane get me, or an earthquake get me, or an ice storm cut out my power and I can't get out of the house, or I slip on the ice and hit my head, or who knows? Anything could happen, right? I'm not dismissing it. I'm just telling you that I want to be happy. Not happy. I want to be part of this city, and that includes sometimes not being happy, right? I'm willing to make that sacrifice because I love it. Not I want to be happy, because I want to be here because I love it. And I wasn't born here, and the people that are born here love it too, and I want them to know that I love it enough that I'm not going to run away because of a random thing that happened. And yes, more of those random things are happening. So much so that they seem less random. But from what I hear also, it's happening everywhere. But I love you guys. I love YouTube. I appreciate more than anything the support. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, from everything. And I want to tell you, who dat, we dat, and all that. Go States, New Orleans, this is it. Where you at? I'm here to stay. Not going anywhere. Love you anyway. Appreciate the concern. Bye. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Jason Ricci's YouTube channel. 16 years of incredible YouTube harmonica-related content. That's right, 16 years. At this point, over 500 free instructional videos. If you're interested in what kind of harmonicas I play, microphones, amplifiers, pedals, any harmonica related products, please check out my sponsors. These sponsors, in one way or another, also help keep these videos going. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Blue Moon Harmonicas, bringing you the best in custom harmonicas. We got custom cover plates, custom combs. You can get your name put on it, just like me. Reed work, refurbished pre-war Marine bands. Look at that, they put the little brace there, no more crushing the covers. The Lone Wolf Blues Company, very best in pedals, microphones, almost anything you need for your amplified harmonica need. The Lone Wolf Blues Company, right here out of Ponchatoula, Louisiana. We got you. Harp gear, amplifiers. They got big ones, they got small ones. You know what they sound like? They sound like the best tube amps on the market. Harp gear amplifiers out of Ocala, Florida. Pedal pad, pedal boards. Incredible custom pedal boards built to last, made by two brothers who really, really care. Hohner harmonicas. A Mooncat loves the Hohner harmonica. I like the Marine band. I get Tom to put the little special 20 cover plates on it. He tricks them out, but they play great right out of the box. All of these sponsors are linked below in the description box. What else is linked below? Patreon. Consider becoming a Patreon patron. You'll be supporting me. You'll be supporting the cause. You'll be keeping these videos free for everybody. And you'll get a lot of extra content over at Patreon. You'll get vlogs, occasionally some extra lessons, some posts that you might not see on Facebook. A lot of stuff that I can't say or won't say here on YouTube is over on Patreon. I love my Patreon family. You guys are the best. If you're not into the monthly subscription, you can also give me a one-time tip at Venmo or PayPal below too. I'm a touring musician and I play all over the country, really all over the world with all kinds of different acts. Check out my website, www.mooncat.org. In all seriousness, YouTube, Patreon, my sponsors have absolutely changed my life. Subscribe below, set reminders for the videos. Don't miss any events. Every single Friday there's a free harmonica lesson and a lot more. Even if you're just subscribing, you're helping me a lot. Those of you that are joining me on Patreon, you guys are helping me to make better decisions with my career. In all sincerity, thank you so much, YouTube, for just an incredible, incredible outlet. It's a video diary. I get to look back at 16 years of these videos. I had a lot of new friends, some really fine musicians, made some great contacts in the industry, and it's all because of you. Thank you, my harmonica family.